Crowds flood the streets of Koboko to endorse Adidi Rashul as he seeks the mandate of the young people of Northern Uganda to represent them in the 12th parliament.
Na maguta bola kita tingina ta ilongrolaga ilo de vote kine kukure malepe maduma du kuliatana ganasa sandu ikaya nikine ibo gutomoni aduma mostly be bola kaya kilo ta kitana ta kenunda kitana katana ina na weki na pikipiki leja kina kade indigini kuya sonyoro Adidi ngeroyo naramba di Koboko ipapona kukuliatana ga ana bukoru ngaji kala ga akenda kilo irumbi kikolo ku Adidi Rashul laga ilode.
Adidi Rashul is the youth of the West Nile. They face a lot of challenges. One of the challenges, there is no proper services provided to the youth, starting from the ground root up to the national level. So far, what I have seen, we expect him to go ahead to bring more services to the youth of the Koboko and the northern region for all. I am ready to support him.
I came here to tell all the youths in Northern Uganda, let us support Adidi. This guy will improve us, man. Some of us, we are educated, but we got no work. We are just suffering on the street. And when we give this guy a vote, he will help us. He will give us some jobs. He will give us some support on the thing. Some of us who have the work in the brain, but we got no capital, we got no what. As we youths, the man knows us as we youths. He will make for us good things in future. Let us just vote him.
And I am an aspiring youth member of parliament for Northern Uganda. Now today is a very momentous day for me and the people of Koboko following this particular blessing. The people of Koboko have called me back home because they want to give me the blessing, and this is their voices, it's not my voice. And it is a calling from God. Leadership is always said comes from God. Now, as being a journalist working with NTV, I have had the privilege to traverse entire nation, to traverse entire Northern Uganda and understand some of the opportunities and challenges that present themselves before the young people. Now, as a journalist, I have limitations. I can only be in person to bring the plight of these challenges. I can be in person to bring the plight of the young people across the region, across the nation. But now when it comes to active decision making, I don't participate in because I'm not a policymaker. When you look at this particular region, it has a number of challenges. First of all, this is a marginalized region. This is a region which has been improvised. So a number of challenges. But the biggest issue here has been that there's no person of goodwill. There's no person who has expressed interest to occupy these positions on purposeful will. So I have come to fill this vacuum for the young people of Northern Uganda. When you look at this particular region, this is a region that is grappling with high unemployment issues. West Nile, as a sub-region which is within Northern Ugandan belt, has an unemployment rate of 18.8%. And then when you go to some of the sub-regions, the cases are not far much different from West Nile's case. The other thing that I've also seen facing many young people within this region is the little budget to run impactful activities for the young people. When you look at the youth councils across the different districts within Northern Uganda, they are operating on a budget of only 4 million per financial year. This means that per quarter they are supposed to utilize 2 million. Looking at the value of money this time, this money is very little. So I have come as that kind of a leader who has vision in ensuring that he advocates to ensure that government also increases budget for the young people, as they will be struggling to address some of the challenges affecting them. To address issues of unemployment, It doesn't need somebody to come from another continent. It doesn't need somebody to come from another sub-region. But we should be in position to take the mantle as young people of this particular region. We shouldn't be passive spectators of these challenges, but we should understand that it should be upon us to take this task to save our nation. It should be ourselves to take the task to ensure that we save our destinies. It should be upon us to ensure that we take the mantle to save our nation from despair. So I have come as that best candidate that can be in position to fill this particular gap. I've worked as a journalist for 9 years. That is one unique thing about me coming in this position. I best understand the primary issues affecting the young people in this region, and I have been groomed locally. So some of these challenges that the young people are facing in this region, these are either challenges that I've experienced as a person, or these are challenges that I've at least covered and tried my level best to bring their plight. However, since there are limitations, I couldn't jump beyond what my limit entails me to do. So right now, I am taking the mantle as a young, vibrant person from Northern Uganda, and my intentions are very deliberate. I have not been moved by fantasy, but I have the conviction that Northern Uganda requires somebody who has goodwill. Northern Uganda requires somebody who has that kind of good intentions in ensuring that he addresses the challenges facing the young people. Now, the other thing that I've seen the young people are facing, we have seen government, we have seen parliament ensuring that there are amendments, but when it comes to the young people, always they are being silenced. Even the members of parliament who are in the house, who represent the young people across the 4 sub-regions in the country, are always being silenced because they don't believe in their potentials. But I'm coming as that kind of pillar who will change the narrative. I'm coming to change the narrative of youth leadership in Northern Uganda. For quite a long time, the status quo has remained that the representatives who are sent to parliament from Northern Uganda don't really play their role very well, and I'm coming to challenge this particular status quo. We need to make sure that we work together, and we cannot achieve this when we don't have centers that can be in position to channel our issues. That is one of the biggest things that I want to address. When you look at this particular this particular Northern Uganda belt, you're speaking about a region that has an average of about 48 districts, and you only have one legislator. Trust me, this one legislator cannot be in position to move all these districts during his period or his tenure of representation. So one of the advocacy, one of the things that I want to bring in place as a candidate, as that kind of visionary leader, is to ensure that I establish youth centers across the sub-regions. We have 4 sub-regions within Northern Ugandan belt. So these sub-regions will act as centers to channel our issues. Now, when you look at West Nile particularly, West Nile's challenges are similar to Karamoja challenges. And these challenges to be addressed, we need people who have deliberate intentions. For us as Northern Uganda to equalize with some of the sub-regions, there are 2 things that we should consider. One of the greatest things that we need to consider is education. 2, we need financial assistance. Even if the young people had the good ideas, but without the resources, they cannot be in position to implement some of these ideas, or even put them into action. And then 2, when you look at the school completion rate, we're speaking about school completion rates that oscillates between 35 to 40. This particular rate is very, very low compared to some of the sub-regions and regions. So for us, we are saying that these are some of the issues that we want to address. Then if you also speak about the dropout rate, you're speaking about a dropout rate that oscillates between 8% to 10%. This dropout rate is very high. How I am going to address this basically is going to be through advocacy and through using my differentiation networks within government to ensure that Northern Uganda is not left, Northern Uganda is not isolated, Northern Uganda is not marginalized, but we can be in position to move together with some of the sub-regions.
Kalifan Swadick, Later TV.